How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a bit of an update video on the progress I've made on the H22, or more like lack of progress. Unfortunately, for the past couple of weeks I've been sick, and I've actually been in quarantine, so I haven't been able to really get much work done on the H22. I've been starting to be able to get back out here again. I tried to get out here as much as I could, but as soon as I would start to work on something, I'd be like 10 minutes into it, I'd start to feel dizzy, I'd have to go lay down again. So it really sucks when you're used to doing work all the time, when you always have to be doing something, and you're stuck inside and you can't physically do anything. That was probably the worst part of it, is there was so much stuff I wanted to do, but I couldn't physically do it. But we're back out here. I'm gonna flip the camera around. I'm gonna show you guys the progress I've made so far. So as you can see, I've got basically all the timing components installed from the head down. Only thing I have left to do is this bolt here. I marked it with red tape because I haven't torqued it yet. But other than that, I've found the torque specs on everything else, got that all done, and like tensioners, everything's in place. I had a couple questions from people about the balance shafts and why I kept them. Main reason for that is I'm not going for huge power on this engine, and the engine vibrates quite a bit as it is already from the factory. And because these are meant to be in here by the factory, I figured it was probably a good idea to keep them. Because I'm not going for big power, I'm not trying to squeeze every ounce of horsepower out of this thing, so I think it'll be okay to keep them. In the future, if I decide to go bigger power and higher RPMs, I may consider removing these, but for the time being, I want to keep them in there. I want to make a reliable 300 horsepower on this engine, and I don't want to risk anything by doing a balance shaft delete or anything like that. So like I said, it might come in the future if I want to make big power, but for the time being, I just want to stay safe and stick to these. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the timing. Cams I'm still not able to install because I don't have the valve cover ready. My plan was to get it sandblasted and painted already, but that hasn't happened. So I'm actually thinking I might just end up stealing the valve cover out of Frankenstein right now, and then I can get all the cams and the timing and everything finished. Once I have that all together, I still need to adjust the valve lash, which I may need to get Tim to help me with that. He has a bit more experience with that than I do. Coming around to this side, I've got the coolant pipe installed. This is the original one that came on this engine, and it actually looks really clean. I just cleaned it up in the solvent tank and it came out really nice. So I'm just going to keep that one. I got the water neck and the thermostat housing painted. So I actually got them painted and cured. I got a little toaster oven that I used to cure that, and it actually worked really well. So I got my thermostat cover here, and then this is the other water neck. So I'm going to install those momentarily, but I do need a gasket for this one. I was able to find an O-ring that fit this perfectly, so I ended up using that O-ring, but I'm going to have to find a proper gasket for this one yet. So because I haven't been able to go out anywhere, I haven't been able to go and order any parts, so I'm kind of just stuck with what I have at home. But yeah, I am pretty excited because I was finally able to put my first downstar bolt on the engine, which is these guys here. So you can kind of have an idea of what the color scheme is going to be. It's going to be black and gold. So engine block is black, obviously. The valve cover I want to make gold. And I'm thinking the engine bay is actually going to be gold as well. Gold or bronze. I haven't decided yet if I want to go a bit darker. Bronze might be a bit too dark, but I'm thinking a gold that kind of matches the color of the sticker here. So that's kind of what my idea is. So since all these parts have been sitting out here for so long, they're pretty dirty. So I'm going to have to make sure that I do a really good clean of everything in the solvent tank before I do the install. So I think that's probably what I'm going to start on, is getting all this stuff cleaned up, and then get it to the point where I'm able to install it onto here. And then I think I'll probably end up removing that valve cover, and then I'll just temporarily use that one so that when I have everything installed, I can still have it safely covered, and then that'll give me time to get the other valve cover ready. So yeah, guys, I'm probably just going to set up the camera for a little bit. and do some work in the solvent tank, get some of those parts cleaned up, maybe get the valve cover removed, and then we'll see where we get. Alright guys, well I got all the parts cleaned up in the solvent tank and ready for install pretty much. I'm probably just going to do one last clean. Right before I install them, I'm going to spray them off with brake clean, blow out the oil galleries and everything, make sure they're 100% clean, and then we're going to install them. I spent a bit of time. I painted a few of the parts that were going to be exposed so that they match the engine block. So I painted and heat cured those so they're ready to go. And then I also had to spend a lot of time cleaning up the head because I guess when the machine shop sent it back, they had put tape over everything to kind of keep it in place and keep it protected. And that ended up leaving a bunch of residue behind. There was a lot of adhesive that I had to remove. So I had to spend a lot of time cleaning that up. I used a combination of brake clean and gasket cleaner, and that seemed to do the trick. And then I just had to scrape a lot of it off with a razor blade. So I spent a lot of time on that, and I think I got it as clean as it's gonna get. I double checked it a few times just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I got everything. So in the next video, I'll probably get around to installing the cams. I just probably don't have time for it today, but there is one more thing I wanna do yet. Since my quarantine is finally over, I was able to go to the post office and picked up a few parts that I had ordered. And then I also went to town and ordered some other parts that should be coming later in the week. So let's have a look at what I got here. All right, guys, so this is straight out of China. It took about 2 weeks to get here. And this is exactly how it arrived in the mail. This is supposed to be a silicone hose set for a Honda Prelude. So all the silicone hoses that you need should be in here. So I'm gonna pop this open. We'll have a look and see what we got here. All right, guys, so this actually doesn't look too bad. This should be everything that I need. So I believe these are both the heater core hoses. I got these little guys. I know a couple of them go to the oil cooler. So I got those, a couple more miscellaneous, and then these big ones here are the rad hoses. So it came with both upper and lower. Keeping in mind, these are for a Prelude, so they probably won't line up 100% in Frankenstein, but I may be able to modify these to make them work. So it's good to have them anyway, just so I have a way to get everything connected. Maybe if they don't line up 100%, I should still be able to use them. But yeah, these are the ones I was most looking forward to because I can't install my oil cooler without these. So now I got them, and this should be everything I need for hoses. So that's good. Anyway, guys, sorry for the background noise, but my neighbor is actually clearing snow on his driveway right now. But that's about going to wrap up the video for today. So give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think of everything. And if you have any advice for me, definitely let me know. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that button below too. We got lots of content coming, and I'm going to be working on this engine all winter. So the plan is to get it running by spring. Hopefully we can make that happen, and then we'll be ripping. So anyway, guys, we'll see you next time.